Welcome back. This is going to be another modeling update. I'm going to go over some of the projects I've worked on and been working on. It's been a little while since the last one, but try to catch up here and show you some things I've been doing. I'm going to start off with some of these figures that I finished. I think that's pretty in focus. I'm not quite sure. This one here is it's a Star Wars Command toys. They're kind of like army men. They're a little expensive for what you get, but they're pretty neat. They're a little taller than kind of like the Warhammer figures, and I don't think I have an army man around here, but they're a little bigger than a traditional army man. Here's one. Put them next to it. This is kind of like, this is from a dollar store, so they're pretty much the same size. And you can get a couple in a pack, and the first one I decided to do was this one. They give you a bunch of different generic Jedi, kind of in some different poses. And this one I just wanted to paint it look like he's kind of like Darth Maul, because he's a little alien face there that I think that's what they're trying to go for, maybe. And I was gonna do a dual lightsaber, but it was gonna be too long, so I just went with the single one here. And it's pretty big. I made a custom lightsaber for it, and because I don't think I have one around here, but the plastic for the lightsaber and the toy is real flimsy, so it kind of resembles, you know, like what happens in the regular army people. So I cut that off, and I made my own saber. This is just a toothpick here, and it's like the perfect diameter almost for the lightsaber, which is pretty amazing. And then I just put that on there, and I put a couple coats of primer on there real thick, and that way it kind of fills in the porousness of the wood. For this one though, it's a pretty simple paint scheme, and I'm trying to work on blending more on figures, but I don't know what to do for black figures. I kind of painted his, I don't know how well I'll show, but I kind of painted his pants gray, and then his boots a little different color, just to make it a little contrast. And I tried, you know, painting a really dark gray for the highlight areas, but it doesn't work that well. I'm not very good at it. So I don't really know what to do for that. I don't really see too many all black figures painted in that style, you know, so. But this one took me a little while. I was kind of messing around with it, and I did have at one point, I had his coat kind of like a gloss color to make it stick out more, but it didn't look right when I was trying to take pictures of it. Everything was kind of going everywhere. So there's that one, and then I followed that up with a Darth Vader. Same thing here. He's in a kind of a weird pose. You know, kind of like the comic book rule is to be in the middle of an action, like all the way through it, or getting ready to do the action. And he doesn't look like he's lunging or getting ready to strike. But I mean, it's still pretty cool. The Darth Vader, in the packs they give you kind of like the hero figure, and they seem like they have better sculpting than the regular soldiers. So probably can't see because my camera won't focus, but I painted his pack there on his chest a little bit. I just kind of dry brushed it on there. It didn't really stick out that much, and I put the blue and red, you know, buttons on there. And for this one, I painted the inside of his coat there. It's kind of like a a gray color, and then his coat's just black. And it worked well with the gloss on his helmet. I think it's like semi-gloss actually. And I did the same thing with the toothpick there, so they were real fun. I had real fun taking pictures of them, and eventually I'll try to get the do some little like insert them into a movie so it looks a little cooler than just against this background here. Now, one thing I know is real hard to do is like on this one here, for the pictures I found some eyes and I photoshopped them on there, but trying to paint the eyes, like you kind of really lose the detail because the eyes don't stick out very well, because once again they're kind of just like cheap army figures. So you got to try to do that on some other ones here. This guy I finished, he's one of the muscle figures from the 80s and 90s, and I got a big lot of them and I was just going through painting them. He's kind of like a Pharaoh wrestler, which I thought was pretty cool. And I kind of messed his eyes up a little bit. I had him really well, and then I was trying to fix it, and then I messed it up. So then I came up with this, and it kind of looks more like a toy, but I'm really happy with I used some the gold on him, and put some black wash in there, and it stands out real nice. And I did a little blending, you know, I don't know, pretty good. The back is about the same, but I'm quite happy with that, how that guy turned out. Another wrestler, this is just kind of a generic wrestler as well from the Muscle series, and I went with kind of an Irish theme to him, like if he was an Irish wrestler, so I gave him some orange hair and then matching for the flag, the colors. I just painted the boot straps on there too to give a little contrast because it's kind of boring. And the eyes too, in one of my stage photographs I took, I did really good on the second stage, I believe, and then I tried to fix it and I messed it up again. So, but this is a little better than the Pharaoh, but that's it's kind of I don't know what to do with that, because if you don't get the eyes right, it doesn't matter how good the rest of the figure looks, it still doesn't look very real. So, but I can always Photoshop that for the final picture. But and the back as well. I had been just leaving they have little markings on the back there from the company, and I thought it'd be too much trouble to fill it in because the plastic isn't really super hard, so I just left it on there. And whatever I did on his hair, it just wasn't working because I wanted it to be a little more brown, but there wasn't like enough contrast, I suppose, so I didn't mean for him to be super bright orange, but there's a little blending on the hair as well. It's pretty tough to do that, and I'm realizing for like the skin you can do bigger strokes, but for the hair you really gotta, it takes a long time to do it, so, but I'm learning.